Hey, so I wanted to make this video about the Creality LED light. Here's the number for it. Sorry. Okay, and maybe I screwed up. I bought this on eBay. Okay, and I'm having some filament issues. I'm hoping it's the legit Creality one, but essentially for this model that I have, right, I'm gonna see if I can kind of help focus on that a little bit. It's yeah, Ender 3 Neo. There it is. Okay, so that's what I got, Ender 3 Neo. The light that I thought, hey, I could do this myself, but I wasn't really happy with the way that it was fitting, so I went ahead with this. And here's some of the problems that I ran into. Okay, first of all, sorry, this piece is too long. Okay, it goes across the top here and it ends up being too long, and the arms that go on like so, they would have been bowed out ever so slightly, and that was going to drive me a little crazy. So I ended up chopping off just a 32nd under a ½ inch. I use a bandsaw on this. So then of course I had to, these are the arms that are made. I had to trim these arms considerably to get the LED strip to fit widthwise in. So I've got that worked out. Okay, finally got that straightened out. Next problem now is the wiring, and I'll show you. Comes with a plug now. I've seen other videos online where it did not come with a plug. Here's the plug. It's your standard 3-pin. There's only 2 pins used. So what I did is, if you, boy, let me see if this will, okay. So you can see right here, there's a little hole. You can see the back of the terminal. So what I did is I used the screwdriver actually that comes with the printer. Okay, this worked to push in here, and it pushes a terminal. It's your terminal release, and there's absolutely no way that's going to focus on that. Let me just try once. No. Take my word for it, there's a terminal release there. You can back the terminals out, and what I found is that the one labeled here, hopefully yours is labeled as well, it's labeled as LED. Basically, this one is your negative. This is your positive, because this is an LED. D standing for diode, it's got to go in one direction. So if you plug this thing in wrong, it's either A, not going to work, or B, fry the whole board and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, I got this set of terminals from Harbor Freight, and I'm going to do it up nicely with a spade terminal. And what I'm going to wind up doing is, I printed this off because the one that I had made, I'm going to link the file for the one that I made that hangs off the side, now is no longer functional. So this has got to go here. What I'm going to do is run the wire. It comes out the back here. You can see that. It comes out the back here like so, and I'm going to run it down the back track here into the power supply, where I can just catch one of the ring terminals here. You can see volts plus and minus, so I'm just going to catch, this is not plugged in by the way, this one here and this one here, positive and negative. Another thing that's worth pointing out, some of the videos did that I saw as well, these are not threaded, and I had to thread that, and I used a 5x8 to show you here. Pardon the mess. Boy, I'm not focusing on anything. It's a 5mm and it's a 0.8 pitch. Comes in any standard tap and die set. So the issue with this is, as you see, this bolt here, it's only going to go in so far. Okay, love my flip-flops. And I threaded it in as far as I could. Okay, and my screw was bottoming out. So I printed, sorry again, these wonderful 2mm washers that I will link in the video description on, I'll link the STL files that I made for those. So that'll be there. I may also, you don't want this, I may put a track down here depending on how the wire fits in the track. You know, those wonderful track covers, but it's going to have to be somewhat hollow in the center to allow for wires to come down through. I may or may not use that. We'll see how it fits, but that'll be, I'll put that in as well if I end up using that, so that hopefully your experience with this will be much less painful than mine. So as I said, if you want to go with this kit with that number that I showed you, you're going to need to trim this. You're going to need to trim these. You're going to need to thread the sides here with your 5mm by 0.8 pitch. You got to take the caps off. These guys, take these guys off. They go in the trash, or I'm going to keep them forever because that's what I do. And then you'll just run it down. I believe they have the pin here is supposed to be to accommodate the motherboard, but I think that's going to be way too much of a mess of wiring. It's just going to come straight down. I want it hidden, and I want it's going to go right to my power supply, and that should be good. All right. Happy printing.